Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. I'm Dave Froehlich. We're taking a look at recent stories covered by our Crime Watch reporter Meredith Aldis, as well as some others from around the state. A man accused of threatening to blow up a boutique on the Drag near the University of Texas campus has been arrested again. Ayman Labidi is currently facing 9 criminal charges. UT officials are calling out prosecutors, claiming the suspect was released the day after he was arrested for multiple assaults.
I've had a lot of things happen down here, and mostly I can handle them. What's happening lately feels very different and feels very unsafe.
C. Jane has been on the Drag for 20 years. Kat Key has seen, heard, and experienced a lot. She says the last couple years, though, it's all ramped up. She says one instance in particular terrified her. In September last year, a man walked into her boutique wearing 2 backpacks, one in front and one on his back.
He appeared to be talking into a receiver in his ear, looking into his phone, speaking to someone. I don't know if there was actually someone there or not, demanding a Wi-Fi password and threatening to blow the store up. I've never really experienced anything like that, and I really thought that's what was going to happen.
She demanded he leave. He then made his way down to other businesses on Guad, threatening people inside. He was eventually arrested. He posted bond and was let out under the conditions he stay away from the victims and stay at least 200 yards away from the store. But apparently he hasn't followed those conditions. In recognizable attire,
wearing a suit, wearing a white motorcycle helmet with a blacked out visor.
He's reportedly punching random people and groping women on the Drag.
Why is it okay that he is still committing crimes within that area, violating the bond, and what is the accountability for that?
This man's name is Ayman Labidi. He was a student at UT from the fall of 2020 to spring of 2024. April 2024 is when he first entered into the criminal justice system. Since,
he has continued to come right back out and do more criminal activity behavior, negatively impacting the neighborhood.
Students are in danger. We're in constant fear down here, and I just wish somebody would take it seriously.
But soon it won't be Key's problem anymore. She's closing her doors.
I'm closing the store. Several factors, but safety is a big one.
She says she just can't do it anymore.
Well, at this point, it's just best to close the doors and hope for the best and hope somebody can change the outlook of the Drag going forward.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
A statement released by the university said in part, quote, "Arrests are not enough. We must be able to work hand in hand with prosecutors and the local judicial system to make sure those offenders stay off our campus," end quote. Also at the University of Texas, another body was found on campus. It's the second found in a week. The first was discovered the evening of April 5th near the Perry Castaneda Library. UTPD says that death has been ruled a suicide. On April 10th, a second body was found on campus. Police say they don't suspect foul play and say there's no threat to the public. The Austin City Council is exploring more options to make 6th Street safer. This builds on a pilot program that started earlier this year, reopening the street to cars on weekends. City says in the first month compared to the same time frame last year, use of force dropped by 50% on 6th Street and arrests were down by 34%. However, recently, multiple people were shot at the Lit Lounge on 6th Street. City manager will also look at options to phase out fencing and improve traffic movement by using alleyways and garages for valet or ride share. City will also look into the cost of a year-round public assembly code enforcement team to address things like after-hours establishments without an alcohol license. That issue is seeping beyond 6th Street as well.
Part of our neighborhood is being highly affected by an after-hours club that needs some attention.
The city needs to take this opportunity to add new tools, new data, and new revenue so that we can revitalize the area and curtail the incidences of violence, underage drinking, over-serving, and safety hazards that put patrons, workers, and first responders at risk.
The resolution says the city manager should provide quarterly updates to council with a full presentation coming up in December. Residents in Hays County are concerned about gang-related graffiti near their neighborhood.
black spray paint
branding and marketing.
near the Crosswinds subdivision in Hayes County.
Just seeing tags and stuff, and then, I guess hearing what people think it might be, it gets, concerning.
It's letters and symbols representing at least one gang.
Nobody wants that kind of stuff around them.
Terrence Stone, who's been in or around gangs his entire life, says it's about jurisdiction for these groups.
Whether it be a geographical jurisdiction, where they live at, where they operate at, where they do business at, and it can be a mental jurisdiction as well too, so that they can have a stronghold over the people that's involved in gangs with them. Also an emotional jurisdiction, right? Also a based on fear and things like that as well.
He says graffiti is a way to mark the jurisdiction.
To see that, okay, this gang is here now, this is our territory, or just to let them know, like, hey, we came in your neighborhood and we wrote on your neighborhood.
Stone says after analyzing this graffiti, though, this group may not be as organized as they seem.
Don't be overly concerned, but be overly watchful in your community and see what's happening. Like, don't let them disrupt your day to day. Don't let them disrupt the peace that you have within your community.
The Hayes County Sheriff's Office says investigators have received the reports of this graffiti, but don't have any leads at this time. They say patrol deputies that work the area are aware and will be in the area as call load allows. If anyone has any information about this graffiti, call the Hayes County Sheriff's Office. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
Mustang Ridge police say they've arrested a man after a chase that ended in a crash. We're told just before 6 on April 14th, an officer was almost hit by a car that had several near misses with other vehicles. This was by the intersection of 183 and Maja Circle. The officer followed, the car kept going, eventually braking 100 miles per hour when it sideswiped someone rolling their vehicle. The suspect got out of his car and ran, but came back because he was injured. He was taken to the hospital, then booked on a charge of felony evading detention with a vehicle. We're told the driver of the car that rolled had minor injuries and was treated at the scene. Parents in Williamson County are worried about a series of reported attempted kidnappings. Police are still looking for the suspects, but we're learning some of the reports are false.
5 reported attempted child abductions in 2 months.
It's getting pretty scary.
Police are working together to see if there are possible links between these cases.
It's so frequent and so close together, one right after the other.
Sandra Wiley lives in Round Rock, near where 2 reported abductions happened. The first was on March 13th. Teen says a man went up to her on West Mesa Park Drive and tried to force her inside his car. The girl was able to get away when a neighbor intervened. 30-year-old Joel Maskey is in the Williamson County Jail facing charges of attempted aggravated kidnapping, indecency with a child, and 2 counts of indecent exposure. The second happened on April 8th on East Mesa Park Drive. Round Rock police say 2 people wearing masks pulled up next to children walking in the area. Police say one suspect got out of the car, grabbed a child by the arm, and offered candy. The children were able to escape.
Now I kind of pick my kids up from school instead of letting them walk. And then I used to let my son take my younger son to the park since it's just down the road, just a couple houses down, and now I don't let him do that either.
A similar incident happened recently in Hutto. Police say 2 men in a white van went up to a child in the Riverwalk subdivision. One of them tried to grab the child through the open side door of the van. Here's a sketch of that suspect. 2 more incidents were reported in Leander. The first was at the Lakeline Apartments on April 2nd. Police say a mom was walking to her car with her 4-year-old when a man tried to kidnap the child. She was able to fight him off. He then ran off. Another incident was reported on April 11th, but Leander police say the allegations were unfounded. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
The teen accused in a fatal North Texas stabbing, in other news, has been released after his bond was reduced. 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony is facing a first-degree murder charge after police say he stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Anthony's bond was recently reduced from $1 million down to $250,000. Anthony's defense argued he had no prior criminal record and isn't a flight risk. Also in North Texas, 4 people were injured during a shooting at a high school. It happened at Wilmer Hutchins High School in Dallas County. According to our sister station in Dallas, the school district confirmed the suspect was taken into custody. A law enforcement source told Fox 4 in the Dallas area the suspected shooter turned himself in. Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt has more.
4 students are injured after someone snuck a firearm past campus security at Wilmer Hutchins High School in North Texas.
I can't keep going through this as a parent. I'm telling you, it's very frightening to ever think about losing your child and your kids.
Parents rattled with fear while students try to process what they experienced in class on Tuesday afternoon.
My teacher, she was going over our work, and we heard a gunshot. It went off again, and it was faster this time.
This isn't the first time a shooting took place on the campus in Southeast Dallas. The last time someone opened fire there was almost a year to the date. It was on April 12th, 2024, when one student shot another.
I heard like 3 bangs on the ground, and I thought, oh, lunch lady drop a pin or something, right? And then after a little bit, I just heard bang after bang after bang, and everybody started running. And this is like my second year in high school, so both years the school got shot up.
The hundreds of students in attendance on Tuesday all gathered at the stadium while parents waited in line to show ID before their child could be released.
No, I'm heading home because they're not letting our kids go home yet. They're under investigation and they'll call us.
Governor Abbott called the Dallas ISD superintendent, offered his condolences, and issued a statement. Wilmer Hutchins canceled classes for the remainder of the week and plans to increase security at the elementary nearby. Katie Pratt, Fox 7 Austin News.
Survivors of school shootings in Texas are asking state legislators to reject certain gun bills. They say those bills could have devastating consequences. Here's Meredith with that story.
It's been almost 3 years since 19 children and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas.
And since then, not a single meaningful law has passed through this legislature to make our communities safer and our schools safer. Instead of action, we've seen the complete opposite. More guns, fewer rules, and leaders who refuse to even listen to the people who are begging for change.
Gun safety advocates begged again Monday for House committee members to oppose several bills presented. Survivors of the Santa Fe school shooting that killed 8 students and 2 teachers say these bills increase the risk for students. HB 259 legalizes short barrel firearms.
I was shot by a sawed-off shotgun in the Santa Fe High School mass school shooting on May 18th, 2018.
But I never want another child to know what it was like to run for their life like I did that day when these guns fall into the wrong hands.
HB 4201 allows license to carry holders to carry on government property.
When a license to carry holder is present and carrying, everyone around them is safer, and we need to protect their ability to do so.
To allow license holders to carry a concealed firearm in sensitive areas such as schools introduces unnecessary risk to every single child in a public school in the state of Texas.
Gun safety advocates say these bills could have devastating consequences. Gun rights advocates say it's about protecting the Second Amendment.
I feel for the families that have, or the people that have been involved with violence, but the answer is not by limiting the ability of people to defend themselves or others.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Well, for more on the stories featured in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com, and click on the CrimeWatch section at the top of the page. You can also watch on our Fox Local mobile and connected TV apps. They're free to download, and you can stream content on your phone as well as on multiple platforms like Roku and Apple TV. Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin CrimeWatch digital exclusive. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.